Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, this is like kind of the breaking news of the day that actually just came out about like an hour ago that a lot of people are kind of mentioning, talking about, and bringing on up because we actually have official numbers and official like releases, finances, and all that stuff from the NPD. And this is all for the state numbers of July, more so because it usually takes a bit of time for the numbers to kind of come on out and kind of be like evaluated, finances, and all that type of stuff. But the main reason why it's kind of important for us is because we sometimes go and see the UK numbers, and we talk about the UK numbers and all of that. And while those are nice and good, and I actually do have quite a few people in the UK that are subscribed to my channel, the major thing that matters the most, at least for us, for our audience itself, not that other countries don't matter, is the United States. And now these are some very, very impressive numbers for the actual United States video game spending, and some of the numbers are actually quite surprising. PlayStation doing amazing, the Switch doing amazing, but for some odd reason this July, not so good on the Xbox. There's a little bit more on the intriguing side too as well. So we have a lot of things to go talk about, a lot of actual numbers to go talk about as well. And like I said, this is kind of like the trending topic for the day itself too for the gaming universe. So as well, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway going on the channel itself. Leave a like on the video. We also have the Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console Controller, Twitter, and Twitch stream as well. If you guys like to go and follow, and of course, sign up for Weeble. Deposit $100, you guys go get free stock, free money. Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. They're always linked down below. Let's go dive in the video and stuff, and I always love hearing your thoughts. And also, if you guys got a chance to get your consoles, quick little side note before that for anyone who cares about console restocks. There was an Anton-line restock again, the double whammy. Still no Xboxes, surprisingly too as well, which kind of might regard out to this article too, because we've seen basically very, very minimal Xbox Series X restocks throughout this entire like past 2 weeks or so. So just keep on bearing that in mind. So overall, let's go talk about it. So number one, the NPD July numbers for the PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch drive record-setting month, and Skyward Sword sales actually impressed too as well. Now, I haven't really talked too much about Skyward Sword 2, so we may talk about that throughout this video because I don't really like it. So, well, it's not necessarily bad. Well, we'll get into it. So basically, the NPD's group monthly report tracking United States video game spending is now officially out. And yet another record has actually been broken. And this has like been a kind of consistent thing throughout this entire past year. Records are breaking nonstop, even though they're so hard to get. It's almost like the point of like they're so hard to get that's why they are even being broken in the first place. This time though, hardware sales led the charge, with the PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch recording impressive numbers. Over on the software side, meanwhile, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD was the best-selling game of the month. There's my latest little Windows and network protection over there. It's on top of that too. This was the best-selling game of the month, which kind of surprises me because the game's not bad. It is a remake / remaster, what you guys want to go call it, for the brand new Skyward Sword. But that was also, I believe, a Wii game. It does kind of flow really good with the Nintendo, like, nunchucks themselves. You use it as a sword, kind of like the Wii remote controller. But I'm surprised on how well it's actually selling, because pretty much every Twitch streamer that never want to go and play it, anyone who did check it out, at least that I know, didn't love it, but didn't hate it. It's like a very good, like, good game, all-around good solid game. So if you guys did play it or picked it up, leave your comments and thoughts down below. The very first Nintendo published title to earn that accolade since Super Mario World Odyssey. So basically, it's been quite some time since like any Nintendo game has been that good. A lot of other games are doing well. You had new releases like Ratchet and Clank mixed on in. As usual, Matt Piscatella broke down the figures on his Twitter page, which we've listed below by the industry segment. So let me see if I can actually try to make these a little bit bigger. I can, perfect. All right, so some of these are actually very intriguing to be on the lookout for. I'll put myself over here. So basically, United States video games consumer spend. July 2021, consumer spending gained 10%, force yeah, year to date increased by 14%. So a lot of interesting numbers to kind of go through. So the NPD group, US games industry sales, July 2021, reporting period 7/2/21 to 7/31. So basically all of July from like, afterwards from the 4th of July holidays. So basically the US sales, these are all going to be in the millions of figures, just so you guys all know. So in comparison from July 2020 to July 2021, we actually had a nice, if I said this wrong, it's my bad. I think $400 million improvement over there from like 4 billion to around the 4 billion, 4.1 billion, 4.5 billion. That might have been wrong though. The millions are kind of throwing me up, but if you guys can kind of see the numbers yourselves. And then video game content, so this is more so on the games as well, kind of the big thing to go look on for. Physical and digital full games, DLC, microtransactions, and subscriptions. consumer spending across console, cloud, mobile, portable, PC, and VR. So you guys can actually go and see a nice $200 million increase. Not the craziest big increase, but still 6% year over year. Not bad. That means that there's more people getting into mobile gaming. There's more people getting into the general gaming. Maybe more loot boxes for games like, Apex, League of Legends, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I thought that would all be kind of put together, mixed down with that. And also the same thing too as well with consoles and buying games and spending games on the consoles, microtransactions on consoles. You guys get the picture. But of course, as well, the really big thing, video game hardware. So between July of last year towards now, we actually have pretty much a double. So basically twice as many people are getting into the video game hardware, though this is the brand new generation with the Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, and of course Switch OLEDs are still kind of kicking really strong as well, or maybe a lot more people are buying things like Switches for their kids because they're more readily available. And of course the video game accessories bumped up a little bit and is actually kind of a little bit lower than we kind of assume because you would have so many new people getting video game hardware, so you would think the accessory numbers would go up higher, but what can you kind of go and do? Also, here's the mobile spending too as well, provided by Sensor Tower, which you guys can actually see a pretty big change mixed on in. So basically a 14% over that. In general, we also have more of the physical game content too, over by 12%, and also video game hardware up 50%. This is over year, and the video game accessories over 13%. So basically, gaming as a whole is growing quite a bit. So overall, July 2021, consumer spending across video game hardware, content, and accessories increased 10%, like we just going to cover, compared to a year ago, reaching a July record of $4.6 billion. Year to date, spending totaled $33.5 billion too as well, which is absolutely nutty. Like, there's actually some very crazy stuff. So this is kind of more intriguing things to look at too as well. So hardware was one of the primary drivers of July gains, as we mentioned, as dollar sales of console and portable video game systems were over pretty much 100%, so doubled in 2020 as well. Sales of content increased as well by $200 million as mobile subscription and post-launch content spend grew versus years ago. So let's go look at a little bit more on this type of stuff too as well, because this is kind of, actually, I guess we do both. So July video game hardware console sales grew over 98% when compared from all those 2 years over there. This is actually the highest total achieved in a July month since 2008, and the third highest July month total in history. So basically, for a random July in the middle of nowhere, extremely good numbers, extremely good things we're seeing. Just everything's looking very good. Year-to-date hardware spending has increased 50% as well, reaching $2.7 billion. PlayStation 5 led the hardware market in dollar sales for the month of July, while the Nintendo Switch once again led in unit sales. So that's kind of, I think, the biggest thing to note is that both the PlayStation and Nintendo are doing great. Xbox is still doing good. They're not doing bad at all. Just the middle thing is the fact that they're just not winning in any category. It's doing good and overall doing well for gaming, but it's not doing the best. Also, Nintendo Switch is the best-selling video game hardware year to date in both unit and dollar sales. Well, that makes sense though, because they're bumping out way more Nintendo Switches. Have had lifelong production things going on. They've been in the groove for 5-6 years, while the PlayStation 5 is still trying to struggle to kind of get into its proper groove. Now, software sales as well. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword was the best-selling game in July 2021, which would also make sense too, because there really wasn't any other kind of crazy new release that came out throughout July. There was a few indies, but nothing super crazy. It's also the very first published Nintendo title to lead the monthly sales charts since the launch of Super Mario 3D World in February 2021. So it's been a few months, but once again, we had some kind of cool games. We had the Returnals, we had the Ratchet and Clanks, a few other pretty big games too as well. I even Monster Hunter War Stories, where you can see right there. Wings of Ruin debuted as the third best-selling game of July 2021. Launch month sales of Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin more than tripled the lifetime sales of Monster Hunter Stories, originally released on Nintendo DS, which is also kind of makes sense. The Nintendo Switch is a very, very big overall console, but as well, there's also other games and other types of consoles that can utilize that same game. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War ranked as the second best-selling game of the month of July. It remains the best-selling game of 2021 year to date, which also makes sense too. Call of Duty, everyone knows Call of Duty. Everyone's been playing Call of Duty for years. I'm sure that's not too much of a big surprise to you guys. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War was the best-selling game of the month on both as well, the PlayStation and Xbox 2. Intriguing to see. And also, this was actually surprising to me. MLB The Show was actually the second best-selling game of 2021. If you guys picked up MLB The Show, feel free to leave a comment down below. That to me is actually genuinely surprising. So you guys can see some of these numbers on over here too as well. It's something we just actually had a chance to look at too on top of that. But I think the major things to kind of note is that the PlayStation 5 is breaking huge sales records in terms of how much money they're making, how much actually like the gross, like these two numbers right here. Basically the PlayStation 5 grossing some of the highest numbers over there. Insane how they're leading the market. Nintendo as well doing great. And it just kind of makes me sad because the Xbox really isn't up here. It's not a bad console. I think it's very quite good. It's just their restock numbers have been kind of abysmal recently. And then, well, kind of about it. kind of about it. But also it's just kind of nice to see. And the once again, the MLB The Show being number 2 in terms of game sales really kind of does go and throw me off. You guys can see it might be a little bit more on the smaller side for you guys over here. I may have to do a little quick zoom in for you guys. But basically Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Mass Effect, Forza Horizon, Mortal Kombat, all pretty big games over here for us in July too. And that's all for the Xbox. And then the same thing too as well, Call of Duty on the PlayStation 5, Spider-Man on PS5, MLB The Show, Ratchet and Clank, all doing very well mixed on in. And then Nintendo actually had Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, Monster Hunter Stories as well, which makes sense. And then all the other games like Mario Kart, Mario Golf, and all those other games mixed on in, which is kind of crazy to go and see. But kind of cool stuff. We're seeing very good news when it comes to the PlayStation, very good news when it comes to Nintendo, and overall just records being broken time after time again. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the video and the analytics. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below, Twitter and Twitch stream down below. Sign up for that Webull and Coinbase, get that free money. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. We'll see you guys later on throughout today for some more videos.